The moment has arrived.
I pushed the button. It's going to work.
This is going to be scary good, man.
I'm sorry.
We're killing it. It's Maddie Levine with my good friend David Auken. Welcome to the Fight Banana Show.
The ruthless one, Elle Dawson.
Hey, guys.
Our girl, Gillian, the savage Robertson.
What's up? How you guys doing?
Welcome to the Fight Banana Show. 1 to 2 p.m. Eastern, only on Fight Bananas.
Hi, friends.
What's up, guys?
What's happening? Happy Tuesday. Tuesday is already here. We are on and popping. I feel like I was just with you two.
I know. I miss you guys already.
I know it. Seriously. Guys, top-notch week with Game Bread last week.
I can't wait to tell everyone like stories. Like it's just the first, I'm sorry guys, the first 30 minutes is story time with Elle, Maddie, and myself. Like we're just talking Game Bread, bare knuckle MMA stories. We know we got UFC 299 Saturday. We know we have Dustin the Diamond Poirier. We know the card is absolutely stacked. We'll get into that. We got our guy Ryan Sanders coming around, NEF fighter and banger main. But like I just want to relive our stories from this past week. Like that was an incredible week in Orlando, Florida.
It really was, dude. Like I am tired, but I'm okay with it.
Yeah.
Because of all of the stuff that went down. I mean, I don't even know where to begin. Elle, what was one of your favorite moments from this past week?
Oh, first of all, that picture of us is so good.
Oh, top notch.
I'm so glad we have a really awesome picture of all three of us. But just there was one decision on that entire card. Like, what amazing fights. What a beautifully done production. Like, I don't know if I can pick one specific moment. Like, I have nothing bad to say. It was so good.
I know. It was so fun. I'm trying to like think back. So we got a chance to be at the Wyndham, which is where most of the stuff went down in Orlando. And it's always fun to kind of see the fighters before everything goes down, because it's like, okay, what kind of person are they going to be? Are they always on? Like, are they always crazy? Or are they going to be like even keel? Like, you would never expect Joe Penafiel to be an even keel guy, but he totally is until he has to like turn it on.
And he was for most of it, Maddie. We've been for the last two events where he kind of got into fisticuffs at kind of weigh-in, at press conference type of thing. He was not like that. I think he knew felony Charles Bennett has been it all, has done it all, has seen it all. I feel like in a weird way, he didn't have to like take it to the next level to win the fight. Joe just needed to perform. Like Joe just needed to be Joe. I think he's more skilled, more in his prime, a better overall mixed martial artist. And I think like, in a weird way, he's like, dude, I just need to be me. I'm going to win the fight. And it was cool. Orlando own. Just real quick, I so much. How great was that Alex Spartan Nicholson like walkout? Like that crowd, like
dude, he got such a crazy pop.
Yeah.
That was probably the loudest the crowd got besides the main event. But oh my gosh, like Florida loves Alex Nicholson. That was crazy. So glad you brought up Charles Bennett. That man is a interesting human. Wow. Talk about the most ridiculous onesie you've ever seen coming out in like a Rastafarian weed onesie. Like, all right, dude, I see you. Just living his best life. The hockey game, guys, that was fun. So it was a cool moment because, we always look forward to fight night and everybody loves to tune in for fight night. And, that's great. But we got a chance to kind of bond with the Game Bread guys and gals and have a nice little time at, what are they called again? The Solar Bears?
Solar Bears. So, Maddie, you're not doing the story justice. You're not doing it justice.
I was going to dive into it. You got to set the scene first.
All right. So, like, I'll even skip Thursday. We'll go back to Thursday in a second. But Friday's like the official weigh-in day. We were there super early because at 9 a.m., 9:30, it's like the official weigh-in day. So people do the weigh-ins. And then on their schedule was going to be 2 p.m. was going to be the official one. They moved it back to 5 o'clock. So there was some instant time. Maybe all three of us got some good food, some root beer glazed wings and some Kazukis. Maybe, maybe not. Oh, no. Maybe not. We'll get into that in a second. Anyway, so then when the weigh-ins happen, and now it's Friday night, and we're like, hey, are we going to go dinner? Are we going to go with TJ Brown to dinner? Is someone going to, because the whole Game Bread is so funny. So back in the day when it was like 6 of us and me and Nick Pinto from Game Bread talked about it, like it would just be 6 of us. We would go to dinner and we would eat now what the gang is like 20, 24,
Yeah.
right? It's massive. There's so many people. Jorge's got his people. Dean's got his people. Like, even in a way, it's not even just me. It's us three. Like, we all have more people with us than ever before. So it's like, man, what are we going to do in Orlando to get like a 25 top in Friday night? So all of a sudden we're like iffy. And then Dean goes right. I think all three of us were sitting there.
Right.
And he's like, hey, we're going to the hockey game at the Kia Center. The Kia Center is where the event is at. And like, I was like, okay, cool. And then like the next thing he said, he's like, yeah, we got a suite. So like, as soon as I was, okay.
Yeah.
I was done. I was like, cool.
Let's go. Let's go.
It was awesome.
It was awesome. And to like live that sweet life, I was like, okay, this is nice. This is nice. They even had gluten-free options for our girl Elle with the wings, you know.
Chicken wings are always nice. That's
what I'm saying.
That was a fun game. Like it was actually a really good game too. I kind of
very invested
being at a hockey game.
Hockey games are super fun. Like, I'm a New Englander. Hockey's pretty popular over here. Boston Bruins are pretty good. Hockey games are super fun to go with. Like, just like, they're so lively and people get so excited. I don't normally get a box, so that's pretty cool. But yeah, that was a fun moment. And then of course, fight night.
Am I keep freezing, Maddie? Am I freezing still?
You're getting a little better. You're getting a little better, but it's still you're frozen right now. There we go. We're a little off and on. Your audio is great. So anybody listening on the podcast has no idea.
Thank you. So all right, I won't bring it up again because our audio people, we love you guys. Download it on Apple Podcasts and iHeart. Our YouTube channel, guys, I'm freezing the old one. I'm not even looking back anymore. I'm not even like thinking about it. I'm just moving forward. We had a great weekend on YouTube. Everyone that's subscribing, everything is cool.
The new channel is here. Like,
the new channel.
Yeah, the new channel is here. We're moving onward and upward.
But
this is by far the most texts I've ever gotten by both of you guys during the live show. So Elle, we'll get into that in a second. This is
sorry.
This is fun. This is fun.
I meant to be on early, but my internet was being temperamental.
Oh, well, we want to say hello and welcome to all of our new subscribers. We had a killer weekend, like you said, Dave, over a bunch of new people joining us on the new YouTube channel. So make sure you let us know where you're watching from too. I always love to see, oh God, here's Devin. Okay. This is a great story we can start on right here. Boom. Elle and I were absolute stars on, what was that day? The weigh-in day?
It was weigh-ins. It was
weigh-in,
like a live chat.
Yeah. So Gamebred, decided to stream their fight and basically their whole week on Kick this week, and they did very well. Like, the numbers were really good, but during the weigh-in day, the fighters weren't really around yet, so Elle and I were the star of the show on Kick, and the questions, I will admit that some of the questions were very respectable. They were normal. People were asking me, like, how many tattoos do I have? When did I get into the fight world?
How many tattoos do you have, Maddie?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5.
Wow, you're a menace.
5. Wow. Yeah, I'm edgy. I'm cool.
Dude, I'm so close of getting my first one. So,
but let me get to my story, David.
Bananas tattooed.
Yes, little banana tattoo. So yeah, we're being the star of the show, and then somebody pulls this one out. Or no, they asked me where's my OnlyFans, and I said, you know that I don't have an OnlyFans. Like, that's not me. You can find me on Feet Finder. Like, I made the joke that you can find me on Feet Finder. But yes, so find me on Feet Finder, I guess. I don't know. Definitely not there though. Definitely not there.
Maybe Maddie and I need our own Kick. Maybe that's what needs to happen.
Yeah, that's definitely something that needs to happen.
It's funny you say that. We will at Fight Bananas get on Kick. And it's funny. So people behind Gamebred and Dean and all them have been telling me that, and I'm like, dude, it's another thing. How many things do we're on TikTok now. This is the best TikTok we've ever had for 2 months straight. We're doing all this, but after seeing what they did with Kick this week, I'm like, yeah, we might. Fight Bananas might need to jump on Kick.
I will say though that the comment section was an absolute garbage can during the fight night.
So, I'm so happy. My wife tripled down on that. So
yeah, my husband was not happy with the comment section.
So that's kind of all right. This is us. We're jumping. So honestly, like, maybe as much as the Kia Center means so much to me, and like, dude, when I tell you guys, I can tell you guys this, and whoever's watching, whatever, like, dude, I've had like Sunday and Monday, even Sunday, I had like tears of happy cry. Like I've had like happy, like just by myself, just watching TV with the kids. You making fun of me? Oh, okay, never mind. I got you.
It's my damn dog freaking out.
Okay.
But continue.
All good. So like, what I'm getting at, like the Kia Center was absolutely amazing. It's my home arena. To perform there or be there live is the best thing ever. So pumped. But absolute, the highlight of the weekend was my wife showing up to the press conference Thursday and just like being there and being around. We had an amazing picture with us three, Susie and Jorge, because like she never goes to any of these things. One, we have 4 kids at home, so if I'm not there, of course she has to be. And 2, all these venues and events are, you know, we've done it in Biloxi, Mississippi, and of course Pensacola. I went out there to Vegas. You know, we're just all over the place. We that's not even a process, an opportunity. So for her to be there Thursday, be at the press conference, and even her, like, she's like, dude, you did pretty good. Like you know, she's not gonna, you know, she's like, you did pretty good up there. So it was really cool. That was absolute the highlight, to have my wife there in Orlando for the press conference.
Oh, that's sweet. How did you manage to take it from trash can to a sweet story? That was really
there you go. No, so now
go.
she's watching the event Saturday. Yeah. Of course, her favorite part. She doesn't want to miss me and Maddie at the beginning. Like that's her highlight. But she like kept on watching it. She even said like she kind of got sucked into it. The event was great, very timely. Like, dude, what they do at Game Bread's amazing. It's a great ran show. And you know, I'm doing post-fight interviews as well, so it's cool when I pop in. And she then, like, after the first 10-15 minutes of it, she's just like locked into the comments, like, because it's so bad. People were making fun of people that were on camera that maybe wants to put like other, like, it was so bad. She's like, dude, that was horrible. And I said to her, I was like, dude, like, kick isn't an MMA thing. It's not an MMA space. Like, it's for gamers. I bet you all these kids are 9-year-old boys, 12-year-old boys. They don't even know how to communicate. And of course, they're on a keyboard, so it's even triply worse. So it's just like she almost was like just into it just because the comments. Like,
yeah, my husband said the same exact thing. Like, he was like, it was a dumpster fire. And like Ross cannot help himself. He has to say something. Like, he can't just read it and move on. So he's like, yeah, I'm in the comment section. Like, that was mean. And I was like,
you can't do that.
Like, you can't engage with these 10-year-olds. Like, stop it.
Oh, no.
So I mean, that's my only thing, is that, you know, the stream was great. The show was great. The production was great. I don't know about kick. I don't know about it. We're going to have to, you know, it's really cool though, because they are so new. Game Bread, you know, they are in their infancy. They are trying to find the perfect home. So, hey, Chris.
You as well, my man. It was, and I'm going to real quick, man, I'm sorry to interrupt. Shout out to you, Chris. That was awesome. Like, it was so cool. This is like an Orlando show. It's awesome to have you, Chris. But Maddie, keep going. I'm sorry. I'm on one.
Did you take your ADHD medication today? Did you take it?
This is filled with coffee. Just
okay. But yeah, you know, it's cool. Like, as they're trying to find a home and all that good stuff. But yeah, it's only going to get better and better. And it's so cool that we get to be a part of the journey together. Like, Elle, you absolutely killed it on the Instagram. And then, you know, doing the pre-show is just so much fun. I will say, y'all need to give people credit who do stuff on television with earpieces in, because I could not hear a damn thing in that earpiece. They kept telling me things. They kept telling me to do things. And I was like, I can't hear you.
I'm gonna do my own thing.
I'm trying to like think of my own shit. I can't hear you.
Maddie, how much we had a plan. So we're gonna rip the curtain off. Maddie did an interview with Junior Dos Santos a couple days ago. I did one with Alan Belcher, and they wanted us to incorporate those interviews in the pre-show. So we had planned, we practiced it backstage. We know what we're doing. We have this allotted time. So we know that's like a 3-minute nugget of time of back and forth. For one, running the clip and then talking about the clip. I'm not telling you guys 10 minutes before we go live out there in the Kia Center, they're like, it's not happening. It didn't work. Something happened with the clip to the producers, the guys running the show. So it's like, all right, so now me and Maddie instead of going live for, we have a 15-minute nugget. Of course, we go back and forth, and Maddie and I can make anything happen. But now that 15 minutes became like 12 minutes, like super quick. It was like, whoa, you know?
Settle down. Jeez Louise.
Also, wasn't trying to make the chat another trash can.
Yeah,
today.
exactly.
And how cool is it to have Grant on the pre-show as well, too?
Oh, that was such a nice little cherry on top. That was like
stud.
a perfect way to end it.
A stud.
And then Dave, I don't know if you know this, we got late night McDonald's after. So to like get McDonald's and it was such a perfect way to end it. But I couldn't help but laugh. This is the largest McDonald's in the world. And even their ice cream machine was broken.
All I wanted was a Shamrock Shake.
I was like, bruh.
You can't make that up.
You can't.
Can't make that up.
Dave, I will suggest trying to flip your camera to your other one. And then maybe.
Is it that bad?
Yeah, it's like every couple seconds, my friend.
I need to start screenshotting because some of the faces
they're priceless. They're priceless. I almost wanted to like let him keep going, just to like so we could have like a fun little thing.
There was one where he like matched the Venom smile on his cup. It was like
it's so good. It's so good. Elle, you had there we go.
I think so. Yeah.
There, yeah.
I look like I'm 1987 now.
No, you don't. You don't. You're good. You just need a better ring light. Oh, I don't know. You're still kind of freezing. Damn.
Dang. Maybe it's just the connection.
Yeah, I don't know.
I'm really hooked up to this. Is
I know. I'm gonna stress him out so hard now.
I can't click on the comments. Never mind.
Yeah, you don't have control anymore, Elle.
I've been banned.
Yeah.
White Castle. I don't like White Castle as a sober person, but I remember being like a drunk college kid and like White Castle was like the tits.
So
like,
White Castle's not a New England thing. I can't even think of it. There might be one in New York. I'm trying to think, but like we don't have one in Rhode Island. We don't have one in Mass. Yeah, I don't know. My drunken nights were spent at McDonald's or Taco Bell
24/7. And so the funny thing, you guys are talking about McDonald's. I thought about it. I didn't eat that day. Like I literally like
Shocker.
I did not eat that day. So we went to Disney Springs. Awesome. Us were going. We had a great lunch. And then like we all ordered, but I knew my kids would only eat half. It's a veteran dad move, so I didn't even order anything. So I had some of their stuff. Let me say that. But then all of a sudden, I went to the venue. Then the dinner came. Then I was on my way home, literally talking with Susie the whole way home. Like she was like pumped about it. Then she told me about the kick stuff. And the next thing I know, like I was going to stop. But when you're on the phone, like you're kind of just vibing. Like you forget. And now I'm like, crap, I'm like 12 minutes away. I'm done. So I get home at 1:30 or 1 o'clock, whatever it is at night. And I'm like, dude, I don't want to eat now. Like, that's like, that's not great. But I was like, let me just go to bed.
Better than not eating at all.
No.
Dude,
Dave, it's not bad to eat before bed, Dave. Eat food.
Dave runs on soda and adrenaline and anxiety. That's what he runs on. Soda, adrenaline, and anxiety, and he's just buzzing all day. And he's like, "I'm not even hungry." I'm like, "What? How are you?" And then there's Elle, who we have to eat like every 20 minutes, or we're gonna die. Like
3 hours on the dot is my absolute cutoff.
Oh
I
my god! Yeah, it's so wild. Like I see how Dave keeps his lovely physique because the man never eats.
I saw a couple pictures with that sports coat on. It was more snug than I wanted it to be. So like I'm turning a new leaf right now. Like I saw one.
Go ahead.
I was gonna say I saw one picture. I'm like, all right, that's it. Like sometimes you just need that light bulb moment. All right, I'm running.
We're all thick with 3 C's. It's all good. But if there is a like photographer on this chat, or I don't know, a model or something like that can teach me how to take good candid photos, that would be great, because I saw so many candid photos of myself.
The picture of me and you is amazing on the side.
There were a couple good ones. There are a couple others where I'm like,
Is there a Dropbox? Is there a Dropbox where I can find all the photos?
I don't think so. I had one photographer send me a couple. So those are the ones I'm referring to.
You got to ask Daisy.
Yeah. I haven't seen Daisy's yet, and I'm sure hers are going to be fire.
She is amazing. Isn't she just the best?
She's so good.
So good.
But yeah, your girl doesn't know how to take candid photos. And I'm very
always be ready, Maddie. Always.
I usually am. but damn.
You do know how to effing talk. I can't even give you enough compliments. You are so freaking good. Like your
Thanks.
control and then you have so there's a lot of people out there that like needs there to be very formal, and like you're so good at being formal and having outs, and your voice is amazing, and then like you have that, but then when you're that, you don't have the, I call it, I think I'm good at this, like I can just go back and forth, like I can just talk for literally an hour and a half on the show, no outline, go back and forth, laugh, high, low, and whatever. You could do that as well. There's not a lot of people that can do both. Maddie, you can do both.
Right.
I appreciate that.
Yeah,
I appreciate that. I credit my years and years of radio, and it's been really cool to be able to combine that background with the MMA space and like really creating a personality, like we all three of us have unique personalities that we bring to this show, and it's really cool to be able to like constantly get the reps in. And like when we get to Game Bread, it's like, hell yeah, like I'm on my best behavior. You know what I'm saying?
How good. One thing that hit me afterwards too, the press conference, that's always my most stressful day because it's very formal. Like I said, I think I'm better at post-fight interviews. I'm better at podcasts, and I'm better with like shooting the shit with the fighters or having even the pre-show. I think I'm better in that role. But doing the press conference, I'm up there doing my thing. And I don't know why. I just loved how how I stated the question to Jorge Masvidal, my cadence. And we went back and forth, and they said, yeah, you could ask the Stockton question. And I'm like, hey, Jorge, how's the weather?
At the presser. Yeah. I gave you your flowers that day. I was like, it's so cool to see, like, that's the benefit of getting reps in stuff that you love. You know what I mean? Like baseball players go to the batting cage, wrestlers go to wrestling practice, like chess players go play chess, like you get your reps in. We get our reps in by constantly talking to the public, and watching you get more and more comfortable in that role is so cool because we didn't get to see John Anik get all of his reps and get to where he is. We didn't get to see Joe Rogan practice. I mean, we kind of did because he was like in the beginning, but it's so cool to be able to be like, oh, you're so much more comfortable now. Like, it's so cool. So
we need more like behind the scenes clips for everybody.
Yeah. Shout out to our homie Zandy Media, who helped us out as well, who was doing the video. Zachary, like doing the videos and pictures and stuff. I bet he would like kill it with like behind the scenes footage for us. We should think about that next time.
Sure. I like that. And then Elle, like you're on fight night, and now I can't wait till your leg is better. So I think like you would
I can run around like Maddie does.
Yeah, like that. And I think you could do the like Chase Sherman just won the fight, and it's like you and Chase can do something right there live on the spot. Talk about that for a second. Chase Sherman knocking out Alex the Spartan Nicholson. Like, wow.
Yeah. That was like, I had the best seat in the house for that because first of all, like Elle said, I was running around like a crazy person. And I knew I wanted to be near Jorge because we all knew this was going to be a knockout, whether it was Chase or Alex.
Right.
So I was like, I need to be near Jorge because I need to get his reaction to this. So I'm literally, I got my camera pointed in the cage. I have my eye on Jorge. I look away for a second. Boom, knockout. But luckily I was filming, so we got it anyway. Yeah. But yeah, that was wild.
So, okay, then another thing I want to give a little bit of light to, because I heard it on the broadcast, and I told you guys about it at the show. Second fight of the night, his name is Anvar Boy Nazarov. And it was the coolest thing also, too. Dean Toole, guy who kind of runs the show, runs it all. He's like, Dave, you should be in the pre-fight interview meetings with Robin Black, and Brendan Shaw was the commentator. So he's like, Dave, you should be in those meetings. So I'm like, dude, that's cool. I've done that. Me and Pearl Gonzalez have done that for Island Fights, but I've never done that for Game Bread. So I'm like, cool, another thing, right? Another lesson. So I'm doing my thing, and somehow that organically came up, and of Anvar talking about like, yeah, I fought in a prison before. And we're like, whoa, like you are a prisoner? He's like, no, I was free. But what they do in Thailand, instead of like going to, like in America, you get your lawyer, be like, hey, I've been on good behavior. Can I get out early? They don't do that in Thailand. You fight for your freedom in Thailand. And they don't pick just anyone, Joe Blow off the street. They pick Anvar Boy Nazarov, who, if you saw him at Game Bred Bare Knuckle MMA, literally did a flying knee knockout in 13 seconds.
Good.
This man's a beast. And I'm telling you, the guys behind the scene, Jorge and Dean, love Anvar Boy Nazarov. We're going to see him again. I think he could be a semi-superstar for the brand.
He could be a stud. Okay, so going off of what you were talking about with the prison, so it's an actual show. It's called Prison Fight. And they hold events inside various maximum security prisons in Thailand and provide inmates with money and equipment to prepare them to reintegrate society. Convicts can engage in Muay Thai and boxing in exchange for an early release. So they are literally fighting for their freedom. Nuts. And then they were like, Anvar, you want to fight one of these guys? Like, what?
And like how I took it too, like me and Brendan Shaw were like, what? So then the funniest question is Brendan right next to it goes, so did the other guy win? Because like you think you're fighting for your freedom, you think you would eye gouge, you think you would do anything in the world to get back to your family or whatever, right? You think you get out, and Ever goes, no, I won. I was like, oh my gosh. We all just started cracking up. Like his like corner men were cracking up. Dude, the guy's a killer. Like he's a real life killer in 2024. So you're just a bare knuckle MMA fighter. But like, dude, if he lived during the 60s or the 40s,
if you are a Glory kickboxing fan, you recognize Anvar because he was a Muay Thai kickboxer and then he was in Glory. And when I tell you he was so fast and such a sniper in like all of his fights, I mean, you could tell from that fight, but wow. I really hope to see him again soon. That was crazy.
That was crazy.
That was crazy.
The highlights of the night was definitely, to me, Joe Pennefield getting a win in Orlando.
Yeah.
Boy Nazarov, Chase Sherman in that co. And then, guys, we really even hit on the main event. We got Ryan coming in 3 minutes and Gillian after that. So I think we should give it some limelight here. Alan the Talon Belcher and Junior Dos Santos. So I'm sitting right next to Maddie, you're doing phenomenal. You're literally
running around like a crazy person.
You get the best view ever. So it's me, Elle, and Grant, literally right next to each other. And I think if I could say this, Elle, maybe I think you guys were leaning that Junior Dos Santos was going to win the fight, better boxing, better overall mixed martial artist, whatever. And that first round was Alan Belcher was like Kobe Covington, like his.
I had my money on Alan.
Oh, we talked about that. We did.
And all I kept saying the whole first round is there is absolutely no way that he can keep this pace for 5 rounds.
Yeah.
The second he pressed Junior to the cage, you finally saw the size difference.
Yeah.
Like, obviously, Junior always looked bigger, but when you really, like, it was so obvious was Junior literally just went, step. And he's like, no, you're not going to hold me here. And I was like, that's a big man.
Yeah.
Like,
he has probably one of the most deadliest jabs, Junior.
Nasty.
Like, a jab is cutting people's faces open. Yeah. Like, he did it to Verdum. It was like 1 or 2 jabs, and he had the most gigantic eyeball. And then he did it to Belcher, and I'm like, what is in his hands? Like, this is a jab.
This big. You're like,
oh my God. Why? I don't, okay.
That's, big hands.
That's fair. When I jab, it's like, meow, meow. But yeah, that shit was crazy.
Yeah, Michael, absolutely. I know, I don't want to say this. So Junior's the champion. And I know Roy Nelson came up. Alan Belcher even said rematch. One thing I heard, a birdie told me, how about Alan Belcher at 205? I think they can crescent a new weight class. Alan could absolutely be a monster in the face of 205. So let's just see that could happen in the near future. But Junior Dos Santos and Chase Sherman, and I know everyone's going to look past Chase. I just know it because, like, Junior is this legend. He deserves it. Dude, he was so kind to us all week. His kids, like, Junior was amazing. Yeah. Talking to him after doing the post-fight with Junior was a highlight of mine. But you cannot look over Chase Sherman. Like, that fight, like, I'm already excited for that poster. I'm already excited for that main event. Sherman versus Dos Santos, if they line that up, oh my goodness.
Yeah, that's going to be wild. That's going to be super fun. And I think Chase is going to thrive on being the underdog.
Yeah.
Because I feel like he thrives on, like, being doubted and, like, he uses it for fuel and stuff. So I'm here for that for sure.
What about if we're going to talk about 205, Alex Nicholson, I think could be a 205er in bare knuckle.
Wow.
Easily.
Alex and Alan, we can just do a little like musical chairs. Chase fights JDS. Alex fights Alan.
Ooh,
We have
ooh,
another
Dawson.
co-main event
matchmaking
right there.
Tuesday with Elle Dawson. Let's go.
You say hi?
Yeah, no, that's a good. No, Alex was winning that fight till he lost it. What's
Yeah.
up, Grant?
What's up, guys?
Hey, what's happening?
Somebody left a really good comment on.
Yeah. Oh, we saw, buddy. We saw.
All right. Well,
Dude, when are you gonna go full time on the pre-show, dude? We need you.
for what?
Game Red Bare Knuckle.
I'm there. Whenever you want.
Make it a 3-person show.
Whenever you want, I'm there. I
Love
can't
it.
do what she did though, because she was killing it. Maddie was killing it that
Aw,
She's the
night.
best,
appreciate
dude.
it.
On
She's the best.
fire.
I didn't even
She's the
realize
best.
there was that. I don't know. I couldn't have memorized half of that. So you ask me the questions and I'll answer them. That's the easy part.
Perfect.
There you go.
Got you.
There you
Got
go.
you.
All right. I'll leave
Grant,
you
you're
guys
the best, brother. Talk to you soon.
All right.
All right. So talking about best guys, there's a I don't want to say new, but something that Fight Bonanza is jumping into, something that Maddie and myself will be at live. What is it? April 20th? April 20th in Bangor.
March or April? April?
Yeah, April.
Okay. Got it.
April 20th. We're talking with I believe he's one half of the main event. Let's talk with Ryan Centers. Let's bring him on the show. What's up, Ryan?
Hey, what's going on, guys?
How you
Thanks
doing,
for
brother?
joining.
Good. How are you?
We're good.
We're
Good.
living the dream, man. We're living the dream out here.
That's awesome.
Where are you joining us from?
Bangor, Maine.
Oh, so okay, you're a local.
Yeah, I'm a local hero.
Oh, I love it. I love it. So let's
Hell
see.
yeah.
I think you're about 4.5 hours away. If you were to describe Bangor, Maine to somebody that has never been there,
Boring.
what would you say? Oh,
No.
damn. That's not what I was looking for, man.
No, it's a nice little town. It's pretty cool and stuff like that. But unfortunately, like if you're born here and you get outside of Maine, you're just like, holy shit. So this is how like the world lives, you know? Like I was talking to my coach's wife this morning. They're from New York City, and I was just talking about how I was shell shocked the first time I went to Vegas. Like we were on a wait at a restaurant at 10 p.m. on a Wednesday, and I was just like talking to my ex, and I was just like, the whole city shut down by 10 p.m. on Wednesdays, and like we're waiting for food, we're waiting to be sat at a restaurant. This is crazy. And it's just, and then also like you're walking down the strip, and there's just different languages in every other group, and you're just like, wow. So like
what is
it's
happening?
yeah, but it's cool. Like it's quiet, everyone knows each other and stuff like that. Everyone's pretty helpful, but it is kind of boring. Like, you know, there's a lot of drinkers up here. We like alcohol.
Ain't nothing wrong with that. Ain't nothing wrong with that.
Alcohol and fights, right?
That's right.
Ryan, my first one for you, my man. So, okay, we got NEF 57, All the Smoke, April 20th in your hometown, right?
Yeah.
I'm reading the caption from their socials, from NEF socials, right? NEF fights. Why is this fight 10 years in the making?
Manny and I were supposed to fight actually in Bangor. Actually, I think it was like 11 years ago. And the day of weigh-ins, he called out the promoter and said he wasn't going to make weight, so he's not going to come up. I think he's from Jersey or something like that. And I literally got on to Facebook and I messaged him. I said, dude, just get up here. I don't care what weight you're at. I'll fight you. And he's like, well, I've already rehydrated, so there's no sense. And I was like, all right, bitch. So like, it just like, I mean, it was literally, I was already cutting weight. Like I was in the sauna when I got that message, and I was just like, what the fuck? So yeah, it was supposed to be my first fight in my hometown, first fight in Bangor. And I didn't get to fight. So I just had to go and stand in the crowd, like just heartbroken. I was still there for my teammates and stuff like that, but it was a real gut punch for sure.
After missing that fight and now you are undefeated in your hometown, like how much does it mean to you to keep fighting in front of that crowd? And what do you feel like the difference is getting to fight in front of those people?
The energy is like, it's palpable. It's incredible. Like, you know, I was telling my last fight, like in the third round, when I started to really pour it on, I could literally feel the energy, hear the crowd and stuff like that. It's incredible. It's an incredible feeling. It really pushes you to that next level. Manny fucked up taking this fight with me now, and especially in my hometown. Like he fucked up.
Yeah, it sounds like the grudge is definitely still there, and
Absolutely.
somebody's gonna pay for it.
Yes, he is. Yeah. Like, I don't know. I just think it's just like such a disrespectful thing, like, you know, to not show up on, especially the day of weigh-ins. Like, you know, we've gone 8 weeks getting ready for this, and now not only did we go 8 weeks, but now I've been, 10 years sitting on this. So I'm really excited for this.
Ryan, so long story short, we just did Game Bread Bare Knuckle in Orlando. Elle traveled. Elle stayed at my house for a couple of nights, and my wife asked Elle, like, "Hey, what's your thing?" Because I have a couple pair of Jordans, right? So I think you were like, "Hey, is Jordans my thing?" And my wife goes, "No, like it's T-shirts. I probably have 200 MMA fighter T-shirts, wrestling T-shirts, like Super Bowl T-shirts. I'm a T-shirt guy." And brother, you won the T-shirt of the day. Like, it took me a little bit, and I think I actually get it now. Is that him Googled? Is that what it is right now with Coward on it?
Yeah, this is a different cat. This is a different guy that pissed me off one night when he was out drinking at the fights. I don't know if you can see it, but I Google. It says images of a vagina. It says, and then I took photos of his face and I put it on there, and it says Coward. This guy's actually fighting on the card too. He's an amateur heavyweight. And he tried punking me one night when he was out drinking, and he came up from behind me and shoulder bumped me and just kept walking. I was like, "Hey man, what's up?" And he jawed a little bit and kept talking and walking, but he didn't stop. So I just want to let everyone know that he's a coward, and I think I did a really good job with it.
And if you look up vagina in the dictionary, apparently that's the picture.
It's Miles.
Wow. Are you gonna wear that to Fight Week? You think?
Yeah, I'm thinking about wearing it to weigh-ins. Just want everyone to know.
Jeez.
It sounds like anybody can get this smoke. It sounds like anybody can get the smoke.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's hilarious. I love that.
I love it.
I do want to reverse the clock a little bit. So we see that you actually fought your first MMA coach, Marcus the Irish Hand Grenade Davis.
Yeah.
This is why, you don't typically hear this. So this was back in 2014, right?
Yeah.
So you're fighting before a crowd of over 3,000 people. You're going up against UFC legend, your first MMA coach. Tell me how this even came about.
So I came up through Marcus. Marcus was my first head coach, and then some things happened. He was traveling a lot for his UFC fights. The GM at the time at his gym was kind of being, kind of a cunt and whatnot. I'm not sure if I want to say that word, but he was disrespectful. So we ended up parting ways, and then a couple of years later, I had my first title fight against a guy from Brazil who literally just got in the States, couldn't speak a word of English. And lo and behold, Marcus was walking out with him for this title fight. And then while we're fighting, Marcus was in the corner chirping the whole time, saying, "Ryan, like, how's it feel to have a legitimate black belt on you?" Shit like that. So then, right after the fight, he came up to try to shake my hand. I was like, "Yo, fuck off. I heard what you were saying during the fight." And then, of course, he put his chest out, and I was like, "What's up?" And then the next day, Matt Peterson, the promoter, was like, "We got to make this fight happen." I think I was like 5-4 at the time, and he was like 22-10. And honestly, my first thing was like, I'm 5-4, I'm barely 500. Like, what other options do we have? He's like, "We got to make this fight happen. You got to take this fight." And I was like, "All right, let's do it." And then I just had one of the best training camps of my life. And not only that, but Marcus used to try to punk me, obviously when I was a student, stuff like that. Like, he just would put it on, because he was really good and whatnot. So it was kind of like I just had a chance to kind of take on that high school bully. And, I went at it and poured it on, and the rest is history.
Wow.
Damn, that's wild. I mean, you don't typically hear a story like that one.
No.
Yeah, no. It was like pretty much like a Hollywood movie. It was pretty killer.
That's awesome.
Talking about pouring it on, my man. Are 7-1 in the last 8 fights? Right?
Yeah, not too bad. I'm not too bad.
It's not too bad at all, my brother. Like, what has changed for you? What has kicked? Is there a training process? You just growing up mentally, physically? What's clicked?
Yeah, a little bit of finding my. I'm 36, so I feel like men. Maybe men in Maine, we're a little bit slower, so we take a little bit longer to develop mentally. But no, honestly, the biggest thing, huge is my coach, my head coach, Primo Ballarosa. He's so well knowledge, so well traveled, so well versed. And he's shown me all these little tricks and stuff, but also the confidence that he's instilled in me, through striking, and then not only just in striking, but in life. He just has made me, just a better fighter, but a better person too. And he's given me a lot of confidence on and off the mat. So I just carry that through, and that's just it's just Primo Ballarosa. He's a stud for sure.
So it doesn't sound like you're going to be fighting him anytime soon.
Oh God, no! I wouldn't want to. I wouldn't want that. No, I don't want that smoke at all.
Good. I love it.
Talking about all the smoke, NEF 57, April 20th, Banger Maine. Ryan, I don't know if you know this or even care, but Maddie Levine and myself are going to be there in the building. We cannot wait. We're
No, that's
bringing.
good. That's dope. Hey,
Yeah.
you guys, we'll show you a good Bangor night afterwards. It's gonna involve probably some beer and bad decisions.
Let's go. I'm here for it. I am here for it.
I'm here
No-
for the beer. I'm here for
Yes.
the beer.
Yes, I'm here for the bad decisions. Let's go. So we are, we're kind of new fans to NEF, and I'm from New England. I'm from Rhode Island, so I've
Okay.
always heard about NEF, and they put on phenomenal shows. But I've never got to see one live. So for anybody that might be new this time around with the Fight
Great
Bananas
question.
gang, what can we expect from the show? What kind of, vibe is it?
It's actually high energy, good energy. The production value is really well. I think it's one of the better ones in New England. But also, this one is this is going to be a big fight. It's the first time they're actually holding it into the auditorium of Bangor, in Bangor, and so they're pulling all stops. You're going to have a lot of local studs around fighting. So it's gonna be a good night, good energy, and the production value that NEF puts on is incredible too for a local promotion.
Awesome. I'm excited.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Ryan, I got two last things for you, my man. We'll let you plug it, but I got 3 fun questions, not MMA type of questions. Just the first thing that comes to your head. You ready?
Yeah, I'm a Dallas Cowboys fan.
Oh, so is my husband. You poor.
Are you guys
soul.
okay? Fourth question. Are you guys going to pay Dak? You want to pay Dak $60 million? Is that what's going to happen?
Next question.
Okay. All right. What's your favorite item in your closet?
Favorite item in my closet.
Probably the
I'm actually wearing it. I'm actually wearing it right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gotta
That's
be.
the correct answer. That's the correct answer. What's your favorite app on your phone?
Clash of Clans, sadly.
Okay.
I'm sorry. What is that?
Clash of Clans.
Game.
I'm still playing that.
It's a game. Got it.
Yeah.
Probably a good one. We love this one here at Fight Bananas. If you can have dinner with 2 guests, dead or alive, who are you going out to eat with?
Buddha.
Oh,
Yeah. That's just 'cause just spiritual guidance. Need some spiritual guidance always. Then that's a good one. That's JFK, because I want to know who did it. I really would
oh
love
my
to know.
goodness.
I would
Could
love
you
to
imagine
know.
sitting at a
You think
table?
he
with
knows
Buddha
though?
and
He got
JFK?
shot. He doesn't know nothing.
I know.
Well,
No, he
Might
probably
be,
wants
I
to
don't
know.
know. Maybe
Once
there's some big
Once he
secrets.
get onto the other side, whatever that may be. Once he get on the other side, he probably was like, all right, who did it? Who did it?
right. Who done it?
Yeah.
That's such a fantastic answer.
I know. Ryan Sanders, dude, you can come on anytime. We appreciate you. Absolutely killed it. Last thing for you. I know you got some head kick knockouts. I was told you're the head kick knockout highlight reel.
Yeah.
Can you promise us a highlight? We're going there live. We can't wait. Can you tell, hey, Fight Bananas family, we're getting a highlight on 420.
Just bring some popcorn. That's all I'm going to say. Bring some popcorn.
Let's
we
go.
There we
Let's
go.
go.
Ryan Sanders, man, appreciate your time. Cannot wait. NEF 57, 420, Bangor, Maine. My brother, talk to you soon, all right?
All right. You guys have a good day, all right?
See you
too, brother.
later.
Thanks,
Take it
Ryan.
easy.
Dude, what a stud. What a stud.
Fantastic. What a character, huh?
Yeah, I liked him a lot.
Yeah,
I
he's
liked him a
great.
lot.
Killed me. Oh my god.
I love, that's probably one of the best things. I say this all the time. I will never leave, especially Florida. I will never leave the Florida scene in MMA and all that stuff. But so cool. Like, I love meeting new people and talking to new people for the first time. Dude, Ryan's a stud. Loved it.
Yeah, it got me excited for the show for sure.
Yeah.
That's gonna be fun. And I just need to get my calendar straight. God damn. Pretty sure I wrote it down as March something. I don't know. I don't know what day it is. I don't know what's happening.
You
At
go
least
to
it's not as far away from you as Florida. So.
Yeah. Yeah.
You go to the Kia Center, you make it big. The check's in the mail, and now she's like, oh, I don't know what date is here.
Listen, I am
Jesus.
booked.
Talk
and
to my
busy.
agent.
I am booked and busy.
Look at
Okay. So I'm just trying to get my calendar correct.
Coco Bean is taking all of Maddie's phone calls from now on.
She is. She is. Coco is on my shit.
Can we
list
talk
right
about
now.
something? Oh, we hit game bread. We'll maybe hit on another time. Are you ready for UFC 299? Are you ready?
Let's go.
How cool is that?
Why the fuck do you have that? What is that?
So creepy.
I hate that. I hate it.
I spent $600 on this, Maddie.
You spent $600 on
No, you didn't.
Close.
Oh,
it?
God. I was about
It's
to-
definitely Sugar Sean. I will say that, but it is a little bit creepy.
That is his twin. This is the best thing I've ever seen.
That thing is disturbing.
Look at him walk.
Maddie, go click comments for me. I can't.
Oh my
You
god.
don't like Sugar Sean.
Literally WTF.
All right.
I think we talked about this last week about how we were wondering if he'd be wearing pink shorts. Did you see he unveiled the pink shorts?
He is. Shout out to our guys at MMA Breeze, by the way.
Yeah.
Shout out to him. It's cool. He might maybe
have a little something to do with it. I don't know.
Doing a little bit of business, but he is the first man to throw out the pink shorts idea. Ooh. So shout out to MMA Breeze. There you go.
Yeah. I kind of expected like the black and gold championship shorts with like a hint of pink.
Right.
But I'm digging the pink.
Oh, love it.
Yeah.
Love it.
It's
unique. It's different.
It's branding for sure.
Right. All right. UFC 299. We're betting bananas tomorrow night. We'll do a lot of the betting stuff, but just talk about the fight itself. The rematch with Chito Marlon Vera. Chito Vera won the first one. They're two totally different characters now, two totally different men. Elle, I love your X's and O's. Where are you at on a Tuesday right now of pay-per-view fight week, championship week between Sugar and Chito?
I think Sean gets his revenge. I've just been so impressed with him lately. I don't think he's anywhere near the same fighter that fought Chito the last time. And this is absolutely like the time to make this fight happen. Like it's just, I would say normally, like, I don't think Chito necessarily deserves that title shot right now with everybody else that is in that division and how good that division is. But you have to take advantage of the situation. Mm-hmm. And I have a hard time seeing Sean O'Malley losing right now. And we're kind of in this weird era of the wrestlers that have been so dominant are dominant in much fewer weight classes than they used to be. And now we're seeing this era of guys who have the ability to capitalize on one situation and put guys out. Like these guys, Sean O'Malley can lose the entire fight and win 10 seconds of it, and it's over. His counter striking is just so good, and his length is so impressive. And Chito's so dangerous too. I have a hard time seeing the over. I don't know what the lines are right now, if it's over 2.5 or 4.5.
Right. I got to check that. I haven't seen that either.
I see I'd be shocked to see a round 4. I think.
Yeah. Okay. I mean, Elle, you literally could not have said it more perfectly. Like the caliber of striking that we are seeing in MMA is just leaps and bounds what it used to be. And it's no longer this like heavy boxing, like I'm going to outstrike you type of thing. It is so calculated now. And I think this matchup is a perfect example of kind of like old school, new school, where like Sean is like, outside of the cage, he's a silly dude. He markets himself really well, but it is so evident that he has a game plan whenever he steps in there. Like his fight IQ is so high. And like you said, Elle, that allows him to round, erase that round, start again, like collect his data, find what he has to do to win the next round. Like it is so fascinating to watch him fight. So yeah, I mean, this is going to be so good. Like I'm so excited. But like looking at this card, guys, I mean, come the fuck on. Like it is fantastic.
I don't know what I'm gonna do about betting bananas. Like this is such a hard card to bet on. The fights are all so close and so competitive and so good.
It's an underdog card. Like how, if you would have told us like a year ago, hey, Chito Vera's next fight, underdog. Wow. Okay. Hey, Dustin the Diamond Poirier. Honestly, one of my all-time favorite fighters. Literally have a picture here with him. I'm a Diamond guy. Love me some Dustin Poirier. Love him. Like he's an underdog. Gilbert Burns, an underdog. Jalton Almeida, like the guy's like unstoppable as a heavyweight. He's an underdog.
He's an underdog.
Wild. Wow. Some of these underdogs.
I have to pause. Can we do show stealers?
Yeah.
Ooh,
okay, I'm gonna press this. I'm pressing it. Okay, that shit's fire. Okay, so I'm looking at this, right? And I'm like, y'all don't even understand. Michael Page is going to steal the show. Like,
wow,
this man. Listen, I will be the first to tell you, I can't stand him. I can't stand him when
Oh,
he
I love
opens
this,
his
Maddie.
mouth.
Cooking.
When he opens
Keep
his mouth
cooking.
after he wins, I'm like, go the fuck away. Like, you are the most annoying piece of shit. But that doesn't take away from the fact that this man knows how to do highlight knockouts. And they are so extravagant. They are so just awe-inspiring. It's like, how did he pull that off? Like, the things that he has pulled off outside of the UFC is so incredible. And to see him get his moment in the UFC, like, there's going to be a lot of eyeballs on him. And I think Kevin Holland is the perfect matchup because Kevin Holland is such a dog, and it's going to like create chaos. Like, Kevin Holland isn't going to just stand there and let him do his thing.
Yeah.
This is going to be a war, but I think everyone is going to be talking about Michael Page on Monday.
I respect
I
that,
do
Maddie.
agree that this is the best matchup for him probably
Yes.
in the UFC.
Yeah.
But very few guys make the transition from Bellator to the UFC and do well. It's not common. And so I do kind of wonder, like, don't forget, yes, he's done some amazing things, but one of the things he's also done is get absolutely obliterated by Douglas Lima.
Yeah.
And so it's and I don't know. I honestly don't know what Lima would look like in the UFC now with today's guys. So it's kind of interesting. Holland has the power to put him away. That's a super fun matchup.
Yeah.
I think going on that, like, either way, whether he wins or loses, like, people are going to be talking about
it'll be exciting. I get what you're saying.
It's probably the fight of the night. Probably could be the fight of the night. Dude, Gillian the Savage Robertson's coming in 1 minute. Real quick on the like I said, I love your X's and O's. To me, when I saw that fight, Kevin Holland's going to lead the dance, right? Kevin Holland's going first, and Venom's the counterpuncher. Am I right on this?
Yes.
Yeah, that's what I would see.
For the most part. I mean, Michael Venom Page has a crazy sport karate background. So he's all about the, like, using, like, the front leg and going sideways and countering with the jab and the weird overhands. Like, yeah.
It's going to be a weird fight.
It is.
Kevin Holland's kind of weird in his own right, too.
Yeah.
Totally. I haven't even, like, this is the fight I haven't even thought about. Like, I want to hit on Burns and JDM. I want to hit on Dustin Poirier. But let's bring in UFC star, someone who we missed greatly this weekend in Orlando, Florida. We got a lot of good pictures. This one, she wasn't in it, and next time we'll get it. Gillian the Savage Robertson.
I had so much FOMO this weekend seeing all you guys together.
No.
Where were you this weekend?
We missed you.
I've just been traveling. So since my fight, I feel like every single weekend I've been out of town. So this is the first weekend I was just like, I needed to be home.
Yeah. Nobody called me. Just let me be home. I get it.
Yeah, exactly. Just need to recharge a little bit.
G, we're in the middle of UFC 299. We'll probably hit back on Gabe Red Bare Knuckle before you leave and stuff. But right now we're talking about Holland and MVP, which is kind of one of those underrated fights of the card. Everyone, of course, is talking about the main event. We're talking about Poirier as an underdog, Burns, Jack Della Maddalena. Dude, Peter Yang versus Song Dong Song. Like, how great is that fight? But Holland versus MVP, what do you see going around in that fight?
I think it's weird that the UFC even signed him, honestly.
Oh.
Like, I'm just like, why? Because I believe he's like 36, 38. Oh, he's definitely up there now.
Let's see.
Like, I'm just like, at this point, like, you're at the end of your career. It's like maybe like 5-6 years ago, I could see why the UFC
36.
was signing him. Yeah, 36. Yeah. So I'm like, he's up there more. So that's that's my only, like, real, I guess, I don't know, question mark behind it is, like, why now is the UFC deciding to sign him?
Okay. My first thing that pops in my head, for one, the UFC is pretty smart. They're pretty brilliant. And maybe the reason why they're doing this is to push Kevin Holland. Like, if Kevin Holland TKOs MVP, Holland gets a lot of buzz, and then maybe MVP fights one more kind of UFC guy they want on the rise. He goes 0-2, and it's almost like, I hate to say this, like, wait, he was like a Bellator guy, like one of their big stars, and the UFC crushes him. Like, just throwing it out there. I could see that angle.
See, for me, even though I'm like, he was one of their stars, I'm like, I feel like I haven't heard about MVP in years until this now. So I'm like, I just don't even see that. Like, he used to be one of Bellator's stars, but it's like, where has he even been?
Yeah,
He's
I feel like
definitely going to give you a hug if he sees you in Miami. MVP is definitely giving G a hug right away.
I feel like this is a result of all of the, like, Bellator PFL switch ups. Like, I feel like it was an end of a contract somewhere.
Yeah.
And Michael started, shopping himself around. But yeah, Gillian, you make a great point. Like, how much time does he have left, and why? Like, why now?
Right.
So yeah, that's
kind of
really
like what Dave said too. Like, maybe it's an opportunity for them to push Kevin Holland, because Holland kind of wasn't quite what the UFC wanted him to be initially. Like, he kind of has been up and down.
Great
so maybe
runs,
it's
though. Like,
their
I
chance.
feel like if he takes it serious, and I know that sounds wild to say, but if like he goes in there in that mode, like I feel like you will tell who's going to win that fight the first minute of the fight. Like, you will tell by Kevin Holland's presence and his movement and his actions. If he's pushing the pace, if he's leading this dance, Kevin Holland wins this fight.
And like Kevin Holland's like the last minute wonder. He's always the dude that steps in, right?
Yeah, a lot. Yeah.
So it's like it's gonna be cool to see him have like an actual fight camp.
Right.
For
Yeah.
Sure.
That's
Crazy.
true.
All right, so much on this other card. Gee, tell me another fight you love on it. Peter Yang versus Song Dong Song. I definitely want to hit on Poirier, Benoit Saint Denis, because like I can't believe Dustin Poirier is an underdog. I cannot believe it.
So, like just before I got on here, I was sitting there. I'm like, all right, let me look at the card again to see what I want to talk about, things like that. Any fights? And I'm like, oh, that's a good one. Oh, that's a good one. Oh, that's a good one. Oh, that's a good one.
Right.
Like, literally every single fight on the card was popping out to me. So I'm like, I really like the Gamrot versus RDA fight. I think that's an interesting matchup. The Kyler Phillips versus Pedro Munoz, I think is going to be a banger too. I'm like, there's a lot of them that are on the prelims, early prelims, that are just as good as the ones that are on the main card.
Yeah.
That's a good point.
Yeah, I was like clicking through and I was like, even the early prelims are fire. Like, what is happening?
It's starting off with like Joanne Wood, Marina Moroz. I'm like, that's going to be a banger for
such a good fight. Yeah.
And you trained with Moroz back in the day at ATT, right?
Oh, yeah. I trained with her quite a lot, honestly, back in the day. Definitely a good striker, but so is Joanne Wood in her own right. So I feel like it's just going to be a firefight on the feet is what you're going to see, which I'm excited for.
And then another female fight, Caitlin Chahagian, who's like, she, Elle or Maddie, you guys said like the perfect term. When you're the door gatekeeper.
Yeah,
she's the gatekeeper. And Macy Barber's. This is like the perfect matchup to see where they're both at.
Yeah, this is gonna be like, okay, can Macy Barber, prove that she can start fighting more elite fighters? And it's also a moment of like, okay, does Chikagian still got it or not? It's like she always seems to fall short on the important fights. And like you have a fight like this where it's like she on paper should, I guess, win against Barber. But I don't know. This is a tough one to call too. There's got to be a huge height difference in this one.
I would think maybe a little bit. I don't think Macy's super short.
No,
okay,
I think I've met them both in person. I feel like they're probably about similar. Chikagian's definitely more like lanky. Where she has long arms, long legs, where I feel like, but they're probably about the same height.
I think it's a style difference more than anything. Chikagian looks tall because of the way she fights. And I feel like she looks so good against Hebos. Like, I felt like she made just so much improvement before that fight.
Mm-hmm.
I was really, really impressed with that performance. I feel like she's one of those girls that just doesn't care. Like, she'll pressure regardless. And with Chikagian not being a big power puncher, I don't know. I kind of would lean Macy a little bit here. I feel like just the pressure alone.
I feel like it is going to be exactly that. It's going to be like if Macy can bring the fight to her. I feel like Chikagian's good at like winning fights almost off of not fighting. She's good at like scoring on the outside, playing points in winning the fight, but never like going for the knockout, going for the finish. She's just good at like playing on the outside and getting the win, like finding a smart way to win essentially. But I'm like, if Macy can make it a dirtier fight and can bring the fight to her, I think she wins.
Yeah, I can see Macy just like taking those like leg kicks on the arm and just like walking through them, for sure. So that one's definitely circled on my fight card. I'm trying to think of the other ones here.
Let's hit on JDM versus Gilbert Burns. Like I love this fight. It's a striker, grappler, but of course we got Burns with a lot of power. Am I wrong? Was JDM's last performance, or was it 2 performances ago when he fought the guy in short notice and didn't look good? 2 fights ago?
I want to say that was his latest. Let me see. Hold on.
I thought he had one more since then.
I'm not like putting my they're gonna argue.
But okay, Gilbert Burns as an underdog, like that shocked the hell out of me.
He fought Kevin Holland after Hafez. Remember?
Oh, he won split decision, and I thought Kevin Holland won that fight.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm trying to remember. I don't remember.
Dude, this man hasn't lost since 2016.
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
And Gilbert's such a big step up, though.
Yeah.
But he's also not huge for the division. I always feel like he's an in-betweener.
I was going to say, honestly, I think this is a great fight for Gilbert. I think this is an ideal matchup for him. I think, like you said, striker versus grappler, and I feel like this is kind of like that easy route for him almost. I think this is a great matchup for him to get back in the win column and then get maybe 1-2 more and maybe another title shot for him, you know?
I like that idea. Watching the comment section here.
Jason Cole with a comment. Well played, Jason. Well played.
Well played.
All right, so I'm on that too, guys. I'm on Gilbert Burns 100%. To me, it's the Khabib Nurmagomedov thing. I think JDM's gonna be so worried about Gilbert wrestling and getting him down the jits. We're gonna see a Gilbert Burns overhand right, lights off. Gilbert Burns TKO second round. Love that. Can we talk about Dustin Poirier, please? It's been like an hour of the show.
Dave's dying over here.
Listen, I'm gonna let you take center court. I gotta go walk my dog. It's 2:00. You know how it goes. But Gillian, it was so good to see you. Hopefully you can join us next time at a Game Bread.
Oh yeah, definitely. No, I like I said, FOMO all weekend. Just seeing pictures of you guys, I'm like, I'm missing out.
All right, guys. Well, I'll talk to you all soon. Enjoy.
Maddie, you killed it. You're the best. We'll see you soon. All right. DP versus Benoit Saint Denis. Talking about step up. This is a humongous step up. Like, I know Benoit looked good, right? Thiago, Favola, those guys are really, really good fighters. But Poirier is a champion. Like Poirier, to me, is high level as they come, especially in that weight class. I love Poirier in this spot. I love Poirier kind of with the back against the wall and being a betting underdog. Like, this is when I'm taking the kids' money. Like, guys, no lunch this week. Let me keep it. I'm going to put it all on Saturday. We can eat good in 2 weeks. I love Dustin Saturday night.
Go ahead. You go, Jill.
Yeah, no. This is a 5-round fight, correct?
Yes, that's why it's the
Yeah, I'm like, that's where I find that people aren't really taking that into account.
Yeah.
That's the biggest step up, where Dustin has all the experience, where Dustin has been there how many times, you know? So I'm like,
look, keep talking. I'm going to see how many times.
I feel like that's really going to be the biggest difference in this. If it was a 3-round fight, I might be leaning more Saint Denis. Wow. I feel like it's a better fight. I still think Dustin would win, but I think it's a better fight on 3 rounds than it is 5.
So you think Benoit starts off hot?
Oh yeah, no, I think it. Like I said, I feel like it's gonna be a good fight for the first 3, and then I think Dustin's just gonna take off and gonna show that he has that championship experience.
And I know it sounds so corny because it's like such a bad overused, like the bully. You hit the bully. Like, I think Benoit's used to being the hammer. He's used to being the bully. And like, dude, like no one's the bully to Dustin Poirier. Even when he loses, like he's not bullied. And I think Dustin Poirier is like, oh, you're coming full steam at me and like do the counter boxing that Dustin's so good at. And I just think like Benoit's like I could be dead wrong. I just think he's going to be like, whoa, like this guy's hitting me back. Like, I don't like this. Like, I think he's going to be like, I'm not used to this, because his last couple opponents, like he's walking through people, you know? And I can see Dustin, same thing, round 2, round 3, like putting him out. Like, no.
11 5-round fights.
Jeez.
In the
there
UFC.
we go.
In his since his first main event, he has only fought, I think, like 3 3-round fights.
And then those are probably like Eddie Alvarez and Gaethje or something.
Half of them are champs. Like,
you
got Gaethje, Chandler, Oliveira, Connor, Hooker, Khabib, Max, Eddie, Gaethje, Pettis.
Dude.
Like, Michael Johnson was his first main event.
Yeah. That is crazy. Guys, I think
Now, most of them didn't go 5 rounds, but like, man, the Hooker fight. What a good fight.
One of the best fights ever. It's one of the most underrated fights. Real quick, Daisy just started watching. Daisy, we gave your flowers earlier. One of the best photographers ever. We love you, Daisy. You're the best. I just saw her. She just started popping in. But we gave you a ton of flowers early in the show. Go back and watch it. How much does Poirier gain with the win? Ooh, Mike Tisler with the question. How much does Poirier gain with the win?
Not as much as he should.
I got two things. One, a lot, because a win, he can fight anyone he wants next, right? Conor, if Chandler beats Conor, Chandler, maybe the championship, Oliveira rematch, like whatever. Like he can fight whoever he wants next. Or you ready? And I know people don't want to talk about this. If he wins, I can see his wife being there, his beautiful daughter being there. I can see guys, 299, Miami, co-main event. Masvidal retired in Miami in the last year at this card. I could see him, guys. I'm by Coconut Creek. I won. I beat this young lad. I'm out. Peace. I can see he can walk away.
No,
I just feel like, oh, go ahead.
I was going to say, I think I heard him saying something kind of like, I don't know, kind of foreshadowing that a little bit, saying like that this is like his so manyth fight and he's been with the UFC for so long. And I could definitely see him taking that route after this. I'm like, for me, I'm like, it's such a hard thing to watch with fighters. I'm like, because I can't imagine that moment for me when I have to hang up my gloves. So I'm like, every single time a fighter puts down their glove, this last weekend, Tyson Pedro did it. I'm like, I get a little bit of tears in my eyes. It's just like, I can't imagine that moment. It must be so hard to have to put him down for the last time. So I'm like, I don't know, but I could definitely see it being Dustin feeling like it's his time.
And again,
I can see that too.
And again, like real quick on the Tyson thing, Tyson's a good fighter, been around, but like, dude, Dustin Poirier, like he's, they always say like Hall of Famer, if they can't, like you can't talk about the UFC for an hour in their thread and their history without bringing up Dustin Poirier's name. Like with you just said that lineage of who he fought, how he fought, champion, the Khabib story he's involved, of course, the Conor McGregor story. He is the main thread of Conor McGregor. Like I would think even as big as the Conor Khabib fight, I would still say Conor's biggest rival ever is Dustin the Diamond Poirier. They fought 3 times. They're still like unfinished business. Like it's Dustin Poirier. To me, he's one of the greatest of all time.
No, I agree. And I could see him retiring off a win here. I obviously hope Dustin retires off a win here. Like he's a friend of ours. He's a great dude, great human, great fighter. We just went through the list of all these main events that he's had and all these 5-round fights. And I just don't feel like this fight makes sense. And I feel like he deserved more from the UFC here. Like it was a very weird matchup to me, in my opinion. Like, I just feel like Dustin's one of those guys that I get annoyed when guys kind of like sit back and are like, no, I'm waiting for XYZ fight. I'm only taking this fight. I'm only taking this fight for this money. But Dustin's one of the few guys who truly has earned that. So I feel like he doesn't gain as much from this win as he deserves to gain, if that makes sense.
I agree. I totally agree. And we talked about this a lot on air and off air, El, but like, to me, that's why I think so much in a weird way this could be it, because it doesn't make sense, really. Like, it almost doesn't. Then I can see, like, he's like, guys, I want one more. You know, he was in camp. He has been training. Like, you don't even want to waste the camp, if that makes sense. I feel like he's that older. When you're away from your family, he's like, I don't want to not fight someone. This is the fight that gave me. Between you and me and how backstage shit works, I bet you Dustin got a little bit of extra cheese on the sandwich, whatever it is. Like, I bet you got paid. And then, like, this card's amazing. And we talked about this card. This card is awesome. But it's so funny. They really needed that co-main event. Like, Poirier and Benoit St. Denis, like, makes the whole card amazing. Because if you take this fight off the card, like, is the Gilbert and JDM? Is the Jan versus Song? Maybe they moved the heavyweights to the and the card is still really good. But with this co-main event, the full card, it helps everything. It's like one of those kind of things. It's amazing. It's awesome.
Here's the cherry on top for sure.
Yeah, cherry on top. G, we talked about the main event a little bit earlier. I would love your take. Cheeto Marlon Vera, one of my favorite guys. I say this still. Anytime you go to Las Vegas and maybe you eat something together and watch Circus Olay, there's a bond there forever. So me and Cheeto, we're cool. We're good forever. Cheeto Vera, Sugar Sean O'Malley, main event. Who do you got winning?
I think this is another really interesting one, just because of, like, I don't. Cheeto is an interesting one. Just period. His fighting style. I'm like, he can be losing 4 rounds and then just put the guy down like nothing. So I think that's. I think Sean. I want to say Sean wins it, but I think Cheeto has potential to put him away at any moment of the fight.
And probably the best part about it is maybe it's the same way reversed too, right? Like I feel like maybe Cheeto could be leading the dance. Cheeto to me swings less. He kind of punches less. I think Sugar Sean will probably lead the dance in my book, and Cheeto will be looking for the big punch. But I think Sugar Sean could be losing 3 rounds almost. Maybe he's losing by leg kicks. Maybe he's just not finding it. And then Sugar Sean gets that counter right and then puts Cheeto out. It's a crazy fight. Like I feel like whoever's losing could win at any moment. It's one of those type of fights to me.
All right. And I said, like, thinking about like Cheeto fighting Dominic Cruz. Like, Dominic was looking so good moving around, and it was like every time Cheeto just threw one punch and just dropped him every single time. And like, I think he might have dropped him 3 or 4 times during the whole fight. And it's like, he just obviously has like some power, some stone in those hands, like something that a lot of guys in that division don't have. It's almost like a Chris Curtis kind of style where they both, it's like they seem to, they don't necessarily take damage. They're both very defensively aware, but they don't have a lot of output. They just kind of have that one shot. They wait to find their shot, and they're both very very skilled tacticians where they're using their eyes. So it's like they're just waiting to see the moment, and when they see it, they take it.
And it used to be guys like that. I used to never want to bet on guys like that. You know, I'm like, if your only way to win is a 1-punch KO, but this is kind of the era of those guys. Like Ilya is a guy who's so dangerous, you know. O'Malley is a guy who's so dangerous, and so is Vera, where they can be losing. Obviously, we haven't seen Ilya lose a whole lot of rounds at this point, but I'm just saying, like, those guys could be losing an entire fight and still win, you know? It's wild.
Crazy. All right, maybe 2 last things for G, and then we'll all run here. One, okay, so you didn't, we didn't see you in Orlando this weekend. We all missed you greatly. We were talking about you nonstop. People were asking about you. So, hey, you were a highlight out there for sure. But how was your weekend? Did you watch fights? How was the Savage weekend?
Yeah, I never miss a fight weekend. I'm always sitting at home just watching fights. Honestly, if there's not fights on, me and my boyfriend are like scared of the weekend. Just like, well, what do we do with ourselves then? We have 2 whole days. So, yeah, I watched the fights this weekend. We had actually one of our teammates took a fight on short notice. Didn't go his way in the long run.
That was insane, by the way.
Oh, it was absolutely insane. He looked really good coming out. The whole first round and probably I want to say 3 minutes of the second round. He dominated. Looked great. He's 23 years old, so super young. Got signed to the UFC on 5 days' notice. So a huge opportunity for such a young kid. Goes out there, dominates the first round and the first part of the second round, and then it's like once he lost position, it might just be the big lights, some type of nerves. It was like it almost looked like he shut down mentally. It was like the Oliveira was just able to capitalize, and he took a rough leg kick near the end, and then got a flying knee up the middle, which I think everybody's seen on Instagram by this point. I'm like viral knockout, but it was very rough to watch as a teammate, but it was also like I said, for the first part of the round, he looks so good, and he's such a young kid. Just to see the potential that he does have, he is gonna go so far in this sport, go so far in the UFC. He really does have all the potential there.
Sage stole my last question, and we'll ask it in a second, but something you said kind of popped in my head, and gee, I don't think I've ever talked to you about this, or I don't think I've never, of course, seen it. Have you ever been knocked out, kind of like how your guy got knocked out the goat? Like, have you ever got like a crazy flying knee in sparring or in practicing, or just even a weird grappling session, get hit in your head? Have you ever been knocked out like that?
Thankfully, no. I've never I don't think I've ever been really rocked on my feet ever. Once when I first started training, I was holding a kick pad for some dude who's like a 170-pound fighter, and he kicked over the pad and kicked me in the chin. And that time I was put on spaghetti legs. So I was like, I need to sit down for a second.
Wow.
But that's the worst I've ever had. I think. I don't think I've ever. I don't know. I got a pretty solid chin here.
Keep that. All right. Let's go. All right. Sage Edward goes, let's get Gillian on the St. Louis card in May. Gee, is there anything brewing? Is there anyone talking? Have you got text? Anything brewing on your next fight?
I feel like I'm the only one talking right now. I want something. I'm putting it out there. I'm letting them know. I'm ready to go. I'm ready. Like, I don't know. I'm ready. I'm feeling those vibes again in training. And I just want something. I want something to go towards. So whenever they give me a name, a date, I don't care where it is, who it is, anything, I'm ready to go. I just need time to cut the weight.
There we go. I love it. And St. Louis would be pretty cool. Like, I know you kind of like doing, you would rather not fight the Apex, right?
Oh yeah. No, I absolutely hate the Apex. I never want to go back there.
Gee whiz. I was going to cut this and send it to the UFC, but I'll cut this part out and just say how you just want a name. And you love it. I love it.
I love fighting in Vegas for the UFC. So put me at the T-Mobile. I'm cool with that. I'm like, I just
the Sphere.
What?
The Sphere.
The Sphere. Put me in the Sphere anywhere.
So cool.
I'm like, it would be dope. I just don't want to. I hate fighting without the crowd there. There's nothing I hate more than that. So that's why I hate the Apex. It's dope otherwise.
Dude, gee, how about you're walking out of the Sphere, behind you it's like all red everything. There's like red fireworks, red lightning. You have that one rapper that I don't know the name because I'm a little bit older than you guys, and it's like that Savage song comes out, like you're walking, she's singing it for you. That'd be
No,
cool.
that show at the Sphere is going to be absolutely insane. So I'm like, I would love to be put on that card too. Anywhere, honestly. I'm like, I want a crowd there, and I want an opponent that has a number next to her name, and I'm cool with it.
Yeah, Michelle Watterson Gomez starts, that sounds nice.
There we go. Well,
Gee, you're the best. We always love talking to you. Anything else? Anything? Dude, your t-shirt giveaway went so well. This week, we're doing it again for Grant Dawson. Grant Dawson's trying to steal the thunder, and he's going to do a video where, guys, we'll do this afterwards today or tomorrow. Grant's going to pick, I think, main event and co-main. Elle, is that what we're doing?
We did 3 fights last time. You want to do 2? You want to do 3?
You're the boss, Elle. You tell us. What third fight would you want? You want Jack DM, Gilbert? You want
Let's go feature fight through the main event. I think that's good.
Burns, JDM, Poirier, and Benoit St. Denis, and then of course Sugar Sean O'Malley and Chito Vera. Just pick the winner. If you're following Grant Dawson, you're following Fight Bananas on IG, we'll make a video. Grant will make a video. He'll look super handsome in it, like he was Saturday night at Game Bread Barenakle, Orlando. Dude, a short notice, a flight from St. Louis. Grant looked like a Superman. He looked like Clark Kent. That's amazing. Chin line, everything. It's amazing.
had the little curl going.
Oh, dude, he's so good. He's so good. Awesome. Well, cool, G. We appreciate you. You're the best. We'll talk to you soon. Elle, anything else?
No, guys. Make
All
sure
right,
you
go.
tune in for Betting Bananas tomorrow. That's literally it. That's all I have.
Good promo at the end, Elle. Wednesday night, 9 p.m. Eastern time, live on Facebook and on YouTube on Fight Bananas. Bet and Bananas will go betting-wise all through the show. Dave Van Auken, Elle Dawson, Gillian the Savage Robertson, and we'll see you guys next